Hello everybody, I hope you are doing very well. In this video I'm going to show you how you can create networks with quotations in ATLAS.ti. So let me open the project. Alright, this is my project, and in this project I have 11 documents. I have 16 codes. I have 3 memos. I have 6 document groups. I have 3 code groups, and I have 2 memo groups. So I haven't created any networks yet. To create a network, I click on new entities and then I select new network. Now let me change the name. That's A. And then I click on create. Alright, this is a window where I can create my network. So I just click on nodes and then I click add nodes to add the quotations to my network. Please note that when you are working with the networks, all of the documents, codes, quotations, and these data entities here are referred to as nodes. So right now I select quotations because I want to add quotations to my network. Let me just select, drag and drop the quotations into this network here. So maybe this quotation from the image file, this quotation, and also a quotation from a video file.
I have a tip for you, and then I'll back up and explain why it's important.
Alright, you can simply click on any of the quotations and just move them. If I double click on any of these quotations, I can see the quotation within the main document. So I just double click on that and then I select show in document. Now if I minimize this window, you can see that ATLAS.ti opens the primary document and I can see the quotation within the document. Right, so this is the quotation. Also note that I can see a preview of any of these quotations in my network by going to view and then selecting preview. Please note that this preview option works only for textual and image quotations, and it doesn't work with audio and video quotations. I can also resize it. So these are the quotations that are in my network, and I would like to do some data analysis at data level. Remember previously I told you in the previous video that when you are connecting or linking the quotations with each other, it means that you are working at data level. So let me go to the network tab. There are some options here. To add a comment to this network, you can simply click on edit network comment and then add a comment to this network. Also, when you select any of the quotations, you can simply rename it or add a comment to it. So let me just add a comment to this quotation. This is a comment. When I link quotations, it means I am working at data level. So I just save it, and now you can see this yellow flag here, which means that this quotation has a comment. Alright, now let's see how we can link these quotations with each other. Well, there are two ways. One way is that you just select the source quotation and then click on link and then click on the target quotation, and then from a list that is displayed here, you just select the type of the relationship between these two quotations. So when if quotation 3.1 is criticizing quotation 5.2, I can select this option here, this relationship type. So I just select it. We just assume that whatever we select is actually relevant. All right. Now let me connect or link quotation 8.1 to 5.2 by clicking on 8.1 and then clicking on link and then clicking on 5.2. This time I just assume that quotation 8.1 supports quotation 5.2. And now let me connect 5.2 to 4.2, but this time rather than clicking on link, I just click on this red dot here, drag and drop it over to quotation 4.2, and then I release my mouse, and now I can select any of these options. Let's assume that quotation 5.2 contradicts quotation 4.2, so I just select this option. All right, now you can see that these quotations are connected to each other. Let me also connect quotation 4.2 to 3.2 to 3.1 using this red dot. So I just click on that, drag and drop over quotation 3.1. Make sure that you can see this a small green square in the middle of the quotation before releasing your mouse. Now I can select any of these. Let's just assume that quotation 4.2 explains quotation 3.1. So you can see that working at data level is very easy. You can simply link the quotations with each other, and basically it is not a matter of visualization of the data, it's a matter of data analysis, and we are working at data level right now. So it's a very important analysis at data level. So not only networks can help us to visualize our data, but they really are helpful in terms of data analysis. All right, another possibility is that you can click on any of the links between the quotations and click cut to cut the link. So if I want to cut this link between quotation 4.2 and 3.1, I can simply click on explain. I can simply click on this link and then I click on cut. And now you can see that this relation or this link between quotation 4.2 and 3.1 now is cut. All right, let me undo that. The other possibility here is that you can change the direction of the relationship between the quotations. For example, in this network, you can see that quotation 3.1 criticizes quotation 5.2. If I want to change the direction, I can simply click on the link and then select flip. And when I select flip, what happens here is that quotation 5.2 criticizes quotation 3.1. So you can simply change the direction of a link by selecting the link and then clicking on flip. Also, when you right click on any of the links, there are some options here. For example, flipping a link. So I can flip this link rather than clicking on this button. I can right click on the link and then select flip link from this menu. I can cut the link, and more importantly, I can change the type of the relationship between these quotations by selecting change relation and then selecting any of these relationship types. So right now quotation 5.2 contradicts quotation 4.2, and I can change this by selecting this any of these options. Let's just assume that quotation 5.2 is explaining quotation 4.2. So I can simply change this relationship type. Alright, there is one option here, a relation manager. In the previous video we talked about it. I just click on that, and the only issue here that I would like to tell you is that when you click on a relation manager, there are two options here, two main buttons: quote relations and hyperlink relations. Hyperlink relations refer to the relations between quotations. So when I click on quote relations, I can see a list of the built-in or default relationship types for the relationships between codes. And these are the relationship types, as you can see. I can click on hyperlink relations and see a list of the default or built-in relationship types that can be created between quotations. And if I select any of these, I can use these options here to modify it. Or if I want to create a new relationship type for quotations, for example, I can click on hyperlink relations, and then I click on new relation. If I want to create a new relationship type for quote relations, I click on quote relations, and then I select new relations to create a new relationship type. And then I have to just define this new relationship by using the features that are available in the ribbon here. So let me close this. Alright, now there are some options related to the layout and the style of this network. For right now, the node style is flat. I can change it to gradient. I can change it to shadow. So these are just a matter of visualizing or displaying this network. You can select any of these options. Also, I can select this box so that the comments of the quotations are displayed in this network. If I click on this, you can see that the comment of this image quotation is displayed here, and also for this quotation 3.1, the comment is displayed, but because I have resized this, you cannot see that. If I just resize it again, you can see the comment here. I can also click on this fit to window button so that the network is resized to fit the current window size. I can also change the layout and the routing of this network. Note that you can design your own layout for your network, but there are some built-in layouts here. You can select any of them that may be relevant to your research or to your job here. So there are a lot of possibilities. You can use, for example, hierarchical layouts, maybe from left to right, and then you need to just maybe adjust it a bit, and then click on routing to change the routing as well. So there are a lot of possibilities here. Make sure that whatever layout and routing that you select can help the audience of your research better understand your research findings, because if you select a layout that is too complicated, it just makes it just doesn't make sense, because the people it will not help the people to better understand your research. So these are the options here. You can just select them to see which one suits your needs in terms of visualizing your research findings. You can also consider exporting your network into an image by clicking on export and then selecting export image. You can also go to this view tab and show the frequencies of the codes that are connected to any of these quotations. So if I select show frequencies, you can see that the density values for these quotations are displayed here. Now the density D1 here means that the density is 1. It means that this quotation has been coded with 1 code. And this quotation, for example, has been coded with 5 codes. So if you want to show the code that is connected to this quotation, I can simply right click on that and then add neighbors and then select codes. And now you can see this code here that is connected to this quotation. And also the code itself has a groundedness and a density value. The groundedness here for the code means that how many quotations do we have in this project that are linked with this code, and the density value means that how many codes do we have in this project that are linked with this code. So let me just remove it from the network, because this network just focuses on quotations. Alright, so the last option here is that when you, even though I told you that you can export this as an image, note that when you ask ATLAS.ti to display the frequencies, and then when you export this network, let me just save it here on my desktop, you can see that the values are not displayed. So even though in this network I have D1, D5, which means the density value for this quotation is 5, but when you look at the exported image, you can see that I only have the G and D for each of these quotations, groundedness and density, and I have only the labels, I don't have the values. So this is a minor problem right now, but there is a solution for this. You can simply print a screen your print a screen your desktop here. For example, I just click on print a screen and then I go to paint and then I select paste. Now I can just crop this image and now I have this network with all the density values being displayed. But basically this is a minor issue, so let's just save this. It's already actually the good things about network is that when you create them, actually whatever you do, it is automatically saved. So this has already been saved, and let me close this and just report this issue as a problem, a minor problem. Hello, when I export a network with the frequency values of the nodes network that shows the frequency values of the nodes, the values are not exported, are not exported to the image file. So this is my email, and then I just click on report. Alright, just wait a second so that the problem is reported. Alright, now this is a confirmation message which shows that the problem has been reported. I just close it. Now, if you look at here, I have one network. This is the network that I created. In front of the network, you can see that there is a value of 4, which means that there are 4 nodes in this network. So these are the 4 quotations that I had in this network. Let me open it again. This is the network that I created. I can also create a spin-off networks. A spin-off network means that a new copy of this network. So if I just click on create a spin-off network, then what happens is that an exact copy of this network is created as a new network. If you select a few nodes in this network, for example these 3, and then you select create a spin-off network, what happens is that a new network is created which contains only these nodes and the linkages between these nodes. So let me just select these 3, and when I click on create a spin-off, I will have a network with these 3 quotations and these 2 links. So net B, and then I click on create. Then I just close this. Now you can see I have network B or net B with 3 nodes. These are the 3 quotations. If I double click on that, I can see that in this window. So this is how we can work with quotations in a network. Remember, when we are working with quotations, when we are linking these quotations, it means that we are working at data level. Another very, very important issue is that when you connect any of these quotations, any node that you are connecting with each other, you should have evidence in your literature, in your documents, to support these links. Otherwise, this network may not be meaningful. So again, whatever we do in this project, in these videos, we just assume that they are relevant and meaningful. Thank you very much. In the next video, we will focus on working with codes in networks. Thanks.